Okay, so today I am making some more townies for my save file. I really wanted to have some variety in all the worlds, and especially in San Myshuno, which is like the big city, a really interesting place. So this is a different kind of video. These are going to be two Sims, Evan and James, and they are drag queens, and they're going to be living in San Myshuno together in an apartment. They're not a couple, they're just friends, but they do have that in common. They both are drag queens. So this is Evan. He is creative, an art lover, and materialistic. And his aspiration is city native. Their aspirations, I don't really think define them that much. We are so limited in terms of aspirations that, I don't know, sometimes they're hard to find and sometimes they don't make perfect sense for each sim. So to me, when it comes to the townies, their aspirations really don't define them. They really don't mean a whole lot. If I could just get no aspiration, I would, because we are very, very limited and they're getting to be quite boring. So yeah, he's got the city native aspiration. So I see him kind of being more into fashion. So he is materialistic. In the apartment that I made, Evan does have like a nicer room. He's got like better taste, more expensive taste, I guess. I can see him being a little fashion forward. I gave him some interesting outfits that I think he would think are, you know, high fashion. Also, I love those boxers with like the kissy lips on the back. They're hilarious. And I never use them, so I wanted to do that. So for their party wear, both of them, that's what their drag outfits will be. I have never ever done this. I've never done a drag queen in The Sims before, but I thought it would be really fun to try out. So yeah, you just go in and you take out all like the masculine options. You can do anything you want with them. I tried to give Evan blonde hair for his drag outfit, but then it affected all the rest of the hair colors. It made them all blonde, so I went back to the white that he has. Obviously he's got some like funky dye going on there, but yeah, I couldn't stick with the blonde, so I was like playing around with dresses and looking for different options. These Sims are actually based off of people that I know in real life. I can't say their names, but the first one, basically my cousin lives with two drag queens, and they are like the most interesting people that I know, especially the second one that I'm making. He is directly inspired by this drag queen that I know in real life. So yeah, I found that one to be even more interesting, because this one, I mean, he's loosely based off of somebody that I know, but the other one is directly inspired by that. So for Evan, I got to kind of just play around and make my own kind of sim. I just see him being very into fashion, obviously a little bit feminine, of course, and yeah, just very fashion forward, like the snake print pants. You just don't see that very often. And then we're moving on to James Ferrero. So I just randomized their names. I want them to be, you know, I don't know. Their names aren't that important to me. I usually just go on to like a website and randomize them. So James, like I said, is inspired off of a person that I know in real life who is a drag queen, and he is like the most interesting, outgoing, hilarious person I've ever met, and a total slob. So I gave James all those traits. He's a goofball, he's outgoing, and he's a slob. I really, really like this sim. I really, like, after I put them in their apartment, I wanted to play out their lives because they're just so interesting to me, especially James, because obviously I know kind of who he came from and how he would live, and I just find it super entertaining. Gave him some Uggs there, which I love. Yeah, this person is just super, very girly and very feminine and very just hilarious. Like this robe, that is actually a real thing. That is what this person wears for their nightwear. So I gave him the robe and that long blue dress as well. And I just kind of went with whatever kind of hair. I wanted it bigger, but I couldn't really find anything bigger, so I went with that. And just some makeup. The lips were a bit much. Looking back at it now, I went with like some purple lips, and maybe I should have done something a little different. But the whole idea is to be super out there. Also gave him like this turban on his head. Like he's super bougie, and I could just see him like at nighttime walking around his apartment in his like fancy silk robe with his turban. Like that is so perfect for the person that I am trying to create here. And so yeah, and outerwear, super girly. The tank top, I just think it's hilarious and it really nails it. This was a really fun create a sim and a fun build to do because it's just totally outside of the things that I normally do, and I just thought it was super interesting to try something totally different. So I had a lot of fun with these sims. And so now I'm doing their apartment. This is in the Culpeper house, so it's 17 Culpeper house. There are 4 units in this apartment, and I have done 3 of them now. So we've got Curtis Shepard, the archaeologist, Leah Anderson and her 2 kids, and now James and Evan living in this same apartment. So I have 1 more apartment to do in this building, and then I will be completely done. And I do have an idea for that one. That won't be the next video, but it'll be coming up pretty soon. For Culpeper house, and that'll be it. So this house, this apartment, I imagine being very old. It's got all brick walls. They don't have very nice, like, not that they don't have nice stuff, but like some things are very outdated, like their cupboards and their cabinets and their fridge and their stove, like things like that would have already come with the house, are quite outdated and a little old looking, but all the furniture that they would have moved in is very much their style, and I designed their rooms according to their personalities. I think I did a pretty good job on that as well. I played around with couches for a bit before I decided to just move on and come back later because I couldn't find quite what I was looking for. I wanted their apartment to be quite bougie, but on a budget. Bougie on a budget, that's what I was going for. Because these 2 can't afford very much. They're 2 young adults living in San Myshuno. I don't have their careers yet. I haven't actually given them any careers yet, so I don't know what they're gonna have. Obviously, you know, drag's not a career for them. That's a hobby. So, yeah, they do need to have some kind of careers going on, and I haven't quite decided what that's gonna be, but if you were to download the save file when I'm done, they will have careers. I just have to think about what I want that to be. But for now, they don't make much money, and so they have a pretty low budget apartment. Except for Evan, he's got a lot of fancy stuff in his room, but I can picture him just putting all of his money towards, you know, like his fancy furniture and all the nice stuff that he wants to have. So their kitchen is quite cluttered. Remember, James is a very messy sim, so he's a slob. He likes to, you know, he doesn't really care about if his place is cluttered or not. I can see these 2 butting heads quite a bit. Like, they're best friends, but I could definitely see them not getting along all the time, especially because it's probably not easy to live with somebody that is as much of a slob as James is. So yeah, they don't always get along that well, but for the most part, they are besties. And then I think I do come and do the couch last, but I can't quite remember. There's no kitchen table. There was no room for that. I could have easily done 2 smaller bedrooms and made a bigger kitchen area, but I decided that this was kind of perfect for these guys. They're not really into like cooking or anything like that anyway. They just want to hang out and have fun, so they didn't really need a dining area either. I guess I did do the living room first. I thought I came back to it later. Also, I put in that chandelier there because I don't use it as much as I would like to, even though I used it in my last build, so it's silly that I'm even saying that, but I put that in there because I knew that they would just love it. It suits them really well. Put in that couch with like the pink cushions, which are really nice. And then I went over to Evan's room. I used a lot of the stuff from the Vintage Glamour pack because it just really suits him, I think. So on one side it's his bed, and the other side it's kind of like the area that he would like get ready and do his makeup and, you know, put on his what do you even call that? Like, is it a costume? I don't even know, but that's where he would get ready. And so I got like the vanity with some makeup there. I put some shoes on the other side. I can't remember what I put on the other. Oh, I put in like a wardrobe and yeah, just like a lot of the fancier stuff. His room was probably worth quite a bit. I don't know how much all that furniture is, but it's definitely very different to James's room. James has a lot of cheaper stuff in his room. You can definitely see how their personalities are different, and maybe that's why they're not a couple. Maybe they're just 2 different. I don't know. I just don't think that they would make a very good couple. That's all. So I didn't make it like that. But I mean, if you were to play the game, I guess you could definitely do that with this save file. And so I put in like that. He's got a lot of like lights, I guess, in here. Like he's got all those curtains that have lights in them. He's got that star mirror that has lights around it. He's got the thing above his bed with the lights on it. He's got candles. And then I put in these curtains there. Like I said before, I've been doing this a lot lately where I just add some texture behind the bed. I think it just looks a lot better when we do that. So I did that there. And I can't remember what else I did in here. I put more curtains up. I don't know why. I just felt like that's the environment he would want, like very comforting but bougie at the same time. And I put up some like lights, and I put up a whole bunch of these shelves with the clothes hanging all along that wall there. Even though it doesn't make sense, like why would you put a shelf over top of a curtain? I don't know, but I decided to do it anyway. So I did that, and then I just added some other smaller decor items. I put like this bench at the bottom, at the edge of his bed, and I think that was really it for his room. I think I also put a chair under that mirror there, and oh, those pillows as well, just to kind of fill the room up because that whole wall had nothing going on there, so I decided to do that. And then for James's room, I just used like one of the low budget beds that we had, and like the apple crate as his side table. And then I went across because I decided I was gonna see if I could do this idea first, where I put in like the sink in the bathroom and the countertops, and then I just loaded that with a whole bunch of like makeup and perfumes and just tons of stuff where they would get ready. This is directly inspired by my cousin's apartment. This is what his apartment looks like. When you go in there, he's got more makeup than I've ever seen in my life. His bathroom was like a Sephora. And so this is directly inspired by my cousin's apartment. So they've got their 2 chairs there where they can get ready. Obviously Evan has his vanity, but I decided that they would if they wanted to get ready together, they've got that going on. I put in like some chipped tile, so it doesn't look very nice in there, but like I said, it's an older apartment. It's really all they could afford, so that's just kind of how it is. Just filled that bathroom up a little bit with the necessary items, with a touch of purple. And then I went back to James's room and put in a bunch of mirrors together to kind of, I don't know, like that's his area for getting ready. They each kind of have like an area where they would be getting ready. He's got like a shoe rack there and a pink backpack as well. James is just a really interesting character. I'm a big fan of James. And then I put in like a fairy poster above his bed because I thought it was really cute. I never use them either. And just like a chair. I love those chairs so much. I don't use them as much as I'd like to. And a lamp, and I think I put some other decorative items around the room, like some plants maybe, I can't quite remember. Even though I literally built this 20 minutes ago, I should be able to remember. Oh, and James has a cat as well. He adopted a kitten named Bianca, and she is really cute. So he's got like a little cat tree in his room. Just some more posters and just random other items just to make his room more interesting, because that's just who he is. So that's James's room. And then in the living room, I found those, and they came in like 3 different styles. Loved them. They were so perfect. My cousin has this big poster of Audrey Hepburn in his apartment, and I was like, wow, perfect. So I put those up, and oh, the rainbow hearts as well. I love those so much, and it suits this apartment so well. So it was on James's wall before, but I took it out and put it in the living room because it needed to be front and center for everyone to see. And I also put in like a cat bowl there, the martini lamp. I don't know why I did that. It just looked really interesting. So I never use it, so I put that in there as well. And a china cabinet. I don't know why. I just decided to put that in there. It's pretty cluttered. Not a lot of space in this apartment, but that is what I was going for. I also put this table here with just some more cluttery items. I put some birthday cards, like maybe one of their moms sent them a birthday card, and some candles and CDs and just other cluttery items. I could picture Evan not loving the clutter. I was also going to put up do some paint in this apartment, but I decided I like the brick a lot better. And so now we are going to be heading into the screenshots. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.